between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. The fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round. We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Black 20, Nickers, move off, Porter.
First carry for the Boise State Bronco, Alexander Madison, and he'll be corralled right around the 34. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
You go. At the 32-yard line. Black 20.
Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
Under 10. Nicker, got to spin.
On second and 12, Roethlisberger lets it fly for Treadwell. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. They were trying to liven up this playoff game very early on. Pretty deep throw, but good coverage.
I think they were counting on the defenders being a little tight, a little over-anxious early, and trying to catch them flat-footed and get a big play.
It's complete to Laquan Treadwell. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Alert.
First carry now for David Montgomery. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. The 20. Touchdown, Chicago. Taylor Gabriel taking it goal line to goal line, 100 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And oh, it's blocked. The Vikings have got it. The big fella. He's at the 50, the 40, 30. But he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Well, there's a blocked extra point. I remember playing, and we had one of those go against us. I remember our kicker and our holder told the head coach, just relax, coach. Why are you yelling? Don't worry, it's just 1 point. Oh, my. Those coaches see a point is gold to them because you never know how it's going to turn out later.
Exactly. That's what I was just going to say. First quarter, we'll see if this has any implications as the game goes on.
I still can't believe they told the head coach to relax.
Whoa. Bad move. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They trail here early in this division round game as they seek a spot in the NFC title bout.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Hey, alert, 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 alert. Alert, alert.
Mike's 5'9", Mike's 5'9".
Now Roethlisberger on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Danny Trevathan. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on first and goal.
Ran, tighten up.
He pitches it. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run as the Bears push further out in front. That option pitch we saw, we don't witness a ton of that in the NFL, but it worked there down near the goal line for a score.
And it's actually a great call in goal line situations because as more and more quarterbacks enter the league with that mobility and having run option in college, more pro teams are adding it to their arsenal. And now it's not just, does the quarterback run it? Does he pitch it? Now they've added that third element. He can rise up and throw the ball as well.
Let's go, baby.
First down 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now Roethlisberger to throw. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
24.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Going deep for Diggs. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their lap. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bilal Nichols. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield, get after the quarterback.
It's been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Going deep for Diggs. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
Cordell Patterson. Touchdown, Chicago. A 77-yard punt return as the Bears push further out in front. A lot of times they want this guy just to try to flip field position. He flipped it all the way into the end zone.
Yeah, the rule of thumb is can you pick up 10 yards? That's getting a first down. Instead, he takes it all the way and provides a big spark for his team.
That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Come to my work. We want it. Come to my work. 94 is the mark. 77.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Now Ben on 3rd and long. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Leonard Floyd drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. Bears are in the end zone.
That's the 2nd touchdown return of the game. And yes, we're only in the first quarter.
How about that for a start? So he's on pace for 8. You think he gets there?
I don't see how. But right now, he's got to like what he's getting done.
Yeah, he likes it. His team loving it. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And a route is on here in this first half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown. They've got his man complete. He's at the 30, 10, touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, 83 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Bailey got the extra point, and that will get them one closer. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before.
He's got a man complete. 39 yards there, a big one. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. First down, a run with Cohen. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
On 2nd down, it's Cohen. Oh, Cohen lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. An effective 7-yard third down conversion.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. Now Trubisky, and he completes it to Cohen. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll run on second down with Cohen. A little juke. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
18. What we got? What we got? What we got?
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for second down. Now, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4.
I hope you brought your left because I'm about to take you to school.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Alert! Take both of them.
Running from the shotgun with Madison. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Check, 59. Easy. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59.
2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger once more. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend.
50. 45. 44. Come on, D. 44 to Mike. 44.
From the gun on third down, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
61, matchbox lights. Smacker. Mike Bobo. Watch.
They're going for it. Here's Madison. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
And the Vikings first down.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now it's Roethlisberger. It's caught by Treadwell. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
The penalty moves them into the red zone here on 1st and 10.
Show that bench release and go.
59, Mike. Check, 59.
Look at Kirk. Got to spin.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask, because they're set up in much better shape now for 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with Madison. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that will shave one more off this lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, a trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is, don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly.
And we'll see how they attack here. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop it. Play action. It's Trubisky. This is caught by Robinson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 14 yards in a Chicago first down. Trubisky will come up here 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
At the 36-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
18. X3. 218. Chop. Back. Alert.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 27-yard line.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
180. Lock in. Lock the pass.
They'll run on first down. It's Cohen. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And give him 9 yards on the 2nd down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They're going to run this with a tight end. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. 14 yards as the Bears push further out in front. And right now, Charles, I think you'd have to say their class starting to show through.
Yeah, they were disappointed not to get the #1 seed in the playoffs, but the reality is these guys can play anywhere. It doesn't matter for them.
And if they can indeed hold on to this lead, that's going to set up one heck of a championship game next Sunday.
Let's come back and watch it, shall we?
Something tells me you and I are going to be there. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. But no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing. And try and get back to where you were to start the half.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Here I come again. Check 37. Check 37.
Now it's Roethlisberger. It's complete to Diggs. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On the carry, it's Boone. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9".
Watch the run, watch the run.
This time, Roethlisberger will throw. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
To throw on second and 10. Roethlisberger. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And this is picked up by the Bears. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. Trubisky gives to Cohen. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Back now at Soldier Field. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Check. Fresno. Mike's 54. Let's go, defense. Let's get up.
On second and 12, Trubisky. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Now, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
$16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago. From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. A gain of 3, second down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The last run got 3. Now here's second and 7.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Under 4 to play now. Clock running, third down. On third down, a run with Cohen. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Tariq Cohen, his second touchdown of the night as the Bears push further out in front.
The week off hasn't hurt him one bit. 1,000-yard rush in the regular season. Got his first touchdown here in the playoffs. Perhaps the week off energized him.
A great article in the paper this morning basically saying that they would not have won the division without him, and he's not their only piece, but I think that's a fair statement.
It's easy to say it this way. He's their main cog.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over. The other team takes it down and scores.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Leonard Floyd able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
After the sack on first down, Roethlisberger going deep for Diggs. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. The Vikings on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be third and forever. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on fourth down.
Go! 94 is the mark. 94 is the mark. Let's go, baby. They turn over. Get that balloon quick.
They'll try and throw for it with Roethlisberger. And Ben goes down in the end zone, and that'll be a safety. So a failure there to get rid of the football. I don't know in the end that it's going to matter much here with this game, but it yields another 2 points.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. It may not matter a ton with the deficit that's already there, but like my old coach used to say, it sure ain't going to help.
It doesn't help indeed.
Let's go!
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. There have been no struggles here for this crew. I mean, they were up double digits at halftime, and they've just expanded that here in the second half.
And it appears there are no answers from the defensive side. I think right now, if I'm the coordinator, if I'm down on the field, if I'm wearing a hat, I've already thrown it. If it's a visor, it's sailed, right? My game plan is down by my feet right now because nothing I've drawn up appears to be working.
Well, he's going to have to find something right now to stop this offense. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
Trubisky on the keeper. A loss of a yard. Brings up second and 11 at the 38-yard line.
Mike. 180. Mike 5-4. Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
And they take a knee.
Trubisky on the keeper.
So they stay alive in the NFL playoffs, move on to the conference championship. And do you think that the printing press is starting to get those T-shirts and hats ready, my friend?
They have to, Brandon. They have to be ready because if you win, you've got to hand those out on the field right away. And just think about the pressure for the players now. Families are going to be talking about tickets to the Super Bowl even before you play the conference championship game.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Bears get the win.